Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to the show on this Tuesday. And what's the date today? Tuesday, what is it? The 9th today? Trash Talking Tuesday on Your City, Your Voice. Oh, yeah, one of my favorite days. One of my favorite days. Trash Talking Tuesday. We're going to be talking a little trash today. Don't worry about that. We always do on 4680q.com, the radio station, Your City, Your Voice. It says so right up there. Oh man, there's been so much going on. It's unbelievable, and you just can't keep up to what's going on in the world. I left my house this morning at 11:30 or 25 to 12 to get here, do the show, and I was right in the middle of a upcoming news conference because Israel just bombed a building in Qatar where Hamas was, and they were holding talks, peace talks. And Israel knew they were going to be there, and they just let go a couple of bombs and blew the building up. They don't know if they killed these Hamas leaders. They don't know what happened, but Qatar is supposed to be a neutral place where they could meet, and it wasn't so neutral. But I mean, Netanyahu said, "I'm wiping them out. So anywhere, anytime, I'm going to take advantage of them," and he did, as well as Gaza City. They're going in like crazy. So anyway. That's what I mean. It's minute by minute, every minute. If you're not watching every minute, you're missing stuff. Whoa, 56 degrees when I woke up at 4 this morning when I got up, and it's getting up to 70 right now. High humidity. It looked like rain this morning, but it turned out to be a beautiful day out here. Really nice, a little breeze. Beautiful day to be outside reading a book and having a libation. Anyway, we're going to get into the show. Like I say, lots to talk about. But first, we have to get to my sponsors: Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, Hamel Machine Company, and the Niagara Parks Commission. And, we're always tempted by this weather. Oh, it's going to stay nice. We got nice weather. But, deep down, we know what's coming up. So in that regard, you want to make sure you're ready for winter. Pretty simple. What do you do to get ready? Well, number one, you want to take your car into Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop and make sure that you get it checked out. The last thing you want to do on a cold, rainy October day is to have your car break down. So what do? You take it to Wild Bill's. Ken Hunter's going to look at your car. He's going to check it out on his diagnostic equipment, give you the lowdown, give you the straight goods about what's wrong, if there's anything wrong, and fix it for you at a price that you can afford. He's very, very good at what he does. He'll give your car the once over: brakes, systems, heater core, everything. You name it, he's going to look at it. He's going to get you all ready for winter. You don't have to worry about it. One thing off your list you don't have to worry about. We have enough stress in life. Why worry about your car when there's Wild Bill's to take care of it? They're on Oakwood Drive next to the Kia dealership. They have a full body shop. You get in a wreck, you take it there, he takes it in wrecked and sends it back to your house in showroom condition. How can you beat that? Wild Bill's, give them a call today. Go to their website, wildbillsauto.ca, to see all the different services they have. Be proactive. Don't be reactive. Be proactive. That's the best way to be. It's a pay me now, pay me later. You can wait, but you're going to pay more later on. Get it taken care of before it becomes a major problem. And while you're at the website, wildbillsauto.ca, check out the video here. Check it out. Don't be a chooch. Come on, subscribe. Help us out over here. Subscribe to the channel. The more, the merrier. Subscribe. Hit the notification button. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down. Leave some comments. There are a couple comments. I'll talk about them on Thursday, of course, because tomorrow's absolutely. But I will talk about the comments, and away we go. You'll be all set. So get there, give us the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. It's free. It doesn't cost you a dime, but it sure helps us to get this show out to more people. I always say us and we, because I just feel like the people that watch are a part of it. Because if you look, there's only me. That's it. There you go. Okay, so let's get right into it here. And the first thing I want to talk about is something I forgot to mention. How could I forget this? And that's the Mayor's Barbecue. that took place on Sunday. And I'm going to tell you, how dare I forget something like this to mention this? And I know a lot of people have been waiting to hear what I have to say about it. Oh, I'm sure they do, but I didn't attend. I just don't want to go there. I don't know. I see enough of these guys at council meetings. Then that's enough for you. But I did see all the pictures and videos, and I must say, it looks like everybody had a great time at the mayor's barbecue, especially the birthday boy, because it was a double bagger that day. The mayor's barbecue with King James, his 60th birthday, 6-0. He was celebrating his 60th. And of course, the main objective of this barbecue is to raise money for good causes. This time, money was going to our new hospital, set to open in 2028. I would imagine it's for equipment and that. And it's a huge legacy product that's spearheaded by the mayor, I don't know, maybe during his 15-year reign. And it's going to come to fruition in 2028 when it opens. But this barbecue was bizarre in a way. I mean, I saw Mayor Jim take the stage and lead the crowd in a rousing singing of happy birthday to himself. I mean, I don't know. You think somebody would get up there and say, well, why does have a happy birthday for Mayor Jim Diodati? He's standing in the crowd with his head down. No. He's up on the stage singing happy birthday to me. I found that kind of weird. Now, then there was another video of him on the stage with Avenue In, which was a band that was playing there, right? And he was up on stage and they were doing the song The Way You Make Me Feel by Michael Jackson. And he was doing some kind of chicken dance around the stage, air guitar and everything. I don't know. It just was bizarre. Just weird. I mean, it was like watching a drunk in a bar dancing by himself on the dance floor, oblivious to anybody else around him watching him. Like, look at this guy. This guy's like a mental case. Yeah, you see it on TikTok all the time, these guys, right? Well, that's what it was like, and dancing around the stage and around the musicians. I didn't get it. I mean, the only thing missing in the whole affair was Counselor Strange coming out and doing the tight pants dance he does. Whatever that routine is called. I got my tight pants on or whatever there. I mean, that would have topped off this scene from Bizarro World, but he didn't get out there. I didn't see him. Maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe Mike did get out there and do the tight pants dance. I don't know. Just weird. I was watching the video and I'm sitting there thinking, I said to Liz, I go, can you imagine like Franklin Miller, George Bucator, Bob Keegan, Bill Smeaton, or Ted Salcy up there doing that dance? I just can't see it. Even Wayne Thompson doing the funky chicken on stage. I just can't see them. None of them guys. They were serious mayors. I mean, they were good mayors. But times change. Times change, and this is what we got now. It's amazing. And of course, if you don't know who these people I mentioned were, Franklin Miller, George Bucator, Bob Keegan, Bill Smeaton, or Ted Salcy, or Wayne Thompson, whereas they're former mayors of Niagara Falls that were well respected and beloved by the citizens of Niagara Falls. That's when mayors were mayors, right? Not wannabe actors and funky chicken, tight pants dancing maniacs. All in all, it was a big success. Everyone looks like they had fun. They're having a great time getting their pictures taken with all the celebrities on city council, and some that are probably going to be on city council, like Sonny Halani, who was almost in every picture. This guy's got his mug all over. If he ain't running, I'd be shocked. He's going to put this guy's going to put Patel and Diodati in the photo op trash can if he makes the cut. Believe me, he loves the camera. This guy. I didn't say any numbers yet, but I would say a nice check should be going to the hospital from the event, which is a good thing. It's a good fundraiser. Way to go, Mayor Jim. On the other side of that, I'd like to know what the taxpayers threw in. for this little shindig. Had to cost us something. It always does, but I don't know what it was. Maybe that's just the Doge in me watching the money, but I'd love to see what that cost everybody. Now, I was, the heck else was I going to talk about that? Let's talk about something else about that little shindig. I can't remember what it was now, and I don't have it written down. So, but speaking of Doge, always have to be Doge. We have to watch where the money's going. We have to watch the money. My Doge president, Gary Wilkins, was featured in a story in the review. Gary was down by Whirlpool Road when a big pin snapped on a coupler on a train. And while the engine went one way, the rest of the car started rolling back towards Thoroldstone Road. The train was headed towards that bridge on Portage Road that goes over the Portage Road where it goes over the tracks. And because the pin snapped, it uncoupled, and the other part of the train was rolling backwards towards Thoroldstone Road. Now, can you imagine? This is dangerous. This is basically an out of control train. And Gary, when he investigated, he found a pin from a coupler. And the pin was like this big around. It's a big pin. It's got to pull all those cars. And it snapped. He said it was about 3 inches across. That's quite the thick piece of steel. He said it was the loudest noise he ever heard. I mean, now Gary considered this a very dangerous event, and he asked how many more pins are faulty. And that runaway section of the train had a potential to be a real disaster. Gary isn't kidding. We know these trains haul dangerous chemicals through the city in tankers. A derailment on the main line cutting directly through the heart of the city would be a nightmare. It would be a nightmare, with huge evacuations necessary and perhaps even some deaths. So being concerned with the number of these pins in a train, one in every coupler, and there's 2 couplers to a car, and who knows, there could be 100, 150 cars on one of these long trains we see, and there's 300 couplers, and if there's a defective part of these, if there's a defect in the pins, that could be a little bit of a cause for concern. The CN downplayed it, calling it a mechanical issue, citing that safety is a core value at CN, and repairs were completed before train traffic continued at 9:45 a.m. The issue happened at around 7:20 a.m. Now, this is dangerous stuff. We see the tanks that they are hauling through the city carrying dangerous chemicals, dangerous goods. You see the Witness labels on them, and they know they're attached what they're pulling through the city. They don't tell anybody, but they know. Now, the mayor and residents, they've been voicing their concerns about this. How many times have we said this over the years? And the mayor, too. I mean, I'll give him credit. He's on this all the time. But in 15 years, he hasn't solved the problem. These trains are blocking traffic for 20 minutes at a time, holds up emergency vehicles. You know, we hear Mike Strange talking about seconds can save lives. Well, how about an emergency vehicle sitting at a train for 20 minutes? And it's not good. It's not a good situation. Of course, all residents want the tracks removed and the trains rerouted around the city. This has been an ongoing issue since the city decided level crossings were better than bridges. They didn't want to spend the money to replace those old wooden bridges that were in there because it cost too much money at the time. I don't know, that was back in the 80s maybe. And they just said, we'll do level crossings like we have now. Now, the mayor has been working to get the trains rerouted, but CN has more excuses than a pregnant nun. So getting them moved is not in the books, at least not in the near future. So you're not going to see that happen. I don't know. The answer is to get the trains moved right out of the middle of the city, because now those bridges are 2 or 3 times what they cost 30 years ago when we should have done them. and it's just unbelievable the cost of things now. So he's got to keep on working with CN, and there's all kinds of excuses. We had all kinds of lip service. CN got bought out by Suffolk Northern, and blah blah blah. But it's all just gaslighting. It's all just gaslighting. CN doesn't want to move them. City don't want to pay to move them. I mean, there's a price here. There's a price to be paid, and and hopefully the price that we pay for keeping them isn't lives. But you can see what can happen. That pin broke. Both trains, parts of the train go different ways. Anything can happen. So I hope they check those pins, make sure everything's all right. I mean, there's inspectors that watch the tracks for spikes coming out and stuff like that as well. Um, but anything can happen on any given day. So I hope it doesn't go off by my house because I'm not very far from those train tracks, maybe a quarter mile. That's it. And they usually will evacuate a 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer radius, depending on what's in those cars if there is a spill. Thanks to Gary Wilkins for keeping an eye on the city, and to Ray Spiteri for the great article in the review. Oh man, I just don't get these politicians. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Whether it's the city, the region, the province, or the feds, I don't get them. This region and this city has been a hotbed of crime for a long time. This isn't just happening now. Ever since Trudeau got in and opened the borders, we've seen so many carjackings, home invasions, shootings, stabbings, murders, smash and grab robberies, knifings, hundreds of drugged out homeless wandering the streets, which have expanded 20 or 100-fold since 10 years, 15 years ago when Trudeau first got in, when he opened the borders. And don't let anybody fool you. These displaced people who live on the streets, who are addicted to drugs and everything, they come into the city. They come into these cities because it's easy pickings, and they also come into the city because they're from the city. Some they just don't have a place to live. All these immigrants, all these immigration people, have taken up the housing and stuff because you don't see any of them on the streets homeless. They're all living somewhere. They get taken care of right away. They get jobs right away. They're not addicted to drugs. They're not laying on the streets with these other people. It's just the way it is. Take a look. Take a look around. When you see a homeless person, what do you see? It isn't Indians and other immigrants. Not at all. But these guys are wandering the streets, and the country has let in people without vetting them. So you've got a lot of mental cases, criminals, people who are out of prisons. These countries just empty their prisons. Trump says it the best. We got all kinds, and they just let them in, and nothing from politicians. They keep trying to solve problems the same way. Oh, we can rehabilitate them. Oh, they're just not used to being in the country. Oh, they don't know the rules of Canada, the traditions of Canada. And that's just baloney. That's just excuses. And the bleeding heart liberals keep the turnstiles of justice rolling. These criminals with rap sheets from here to Toronto continue to prey on honest, hardworking people. They're stealing your jewelry. They're stealing your cars. Cashless bail. No convictions. No incarceration. Cashless bails out in a second. They're on the streets in hours after they commit a crime. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. And this has been going on for years with the top cop telling people that the best way not to be a victim is to be a victim. In other words, hand everything over so you don't get harmed. They're telling you, if somebody breaks into your house, don't fight with them. Hand your goods over to them so you don't become a victim, even though as soon as you do that, you are a victim, and there's no guarantee they're not going to hurt you anyway. It's the most ridiculous thing I personally have ever heard of. It's a sick world we live in. when victims are criminals and criminals are considered victims. And you see that. The guy from Lindsay, guy breaks into his house with a crossbow. He beats the hell out of him. And what happens? What happens? The guy from Lindsay gets arrested and charged with assault. While the intruder gets nothing. What's he get? Absolutely nothing. I gotta close the door here. I got somebody coming in. He looks like he's the guy who tunes the pianos or something. So I just close this door because we do have a studio here, and that's what he looks like. He's got his toolkit. He's got some kind of a stand there or something. So yeah, so we don't want these criminals in our country. We don't want the left wing DEI bleeding heart liberals to let them in. We don't want them out on zero bail. If they do commit a criminal act, we want them deported, detained, and incarcerated, depending on where they're from. But you can't have the country opening doors to criminals, gang members, mental cases, and prisoners that other countries are sending to Canada because they don't want them. And we saw what happened in Welland, and the reason I'm saying all this is because we saw the mayor of Welland, Frank Campion, write a letter to the prime minister, to the premier of Ontario, to all these muckety mucks about this happenstance in Welland where the guy broke into the house and molested a 3-year-old child and really, really hurt this child bad. I'm not just talking about the experience of being molested. I'm talking about other stuff. I don't even want to talk about it. It's sickening, to be honest with you. And he was out wandering the streets on the sex offenders list and another sexual assault charge in 2021. Yet he was free and reoffended in the most chilling cases of sexual assault perhaps ever in Welland. It was so bad, the mayor felt compelled to write about crime. And he wants to see from the top cops, the ones who told you the best way to be a victim, to not be a victim, is to be a victim. He's urging stronger bail and sentencing laws, examination of the rules for parole, and stricter enforcement of the National Sex Offender Registry to the community. Because these perverts are running around, and they're running around free. They're not in jail where they should be. This guy's a mental case. He should have been locked up for good. It's just crazy. He or she, because they're saying it was the guy was a transgender. So I don't know what they call it. He or she, whatever. I just call him a criminal, her, whatever it is. Now, this is good that the mayor wrote this letter, and he's very, very passionate about it. But the sad part is it took so long. I mean, like I said, this has been going on for a lot of years. There's a lot of these kooks walking the streets right now. And any politician in the city, in the region, province, and country, they've done nothing. They've entertained these liberal judges and courts. They've abetted them. They've enabled them. And hundreds of thousands, millions of hardworking, honest citizens have been harmed by these people. All by these weak laws, these weak courts, these weak judges. And now someone is concerned after the fact? This is the problem. Nobody's serious about it. We get a lot of lip service about crime. We get a lot of lip service from everybody, but nobody does anything about it. This has been a problem for a long time, not only in Niagara Falls, but Welland and every other city. I mean, Barrie just today, I heard, said the homeless are gone. No more homeless in the city. You can't stay on the streets here. The encampments are done. Move out. You can't stay here anymore. You either get into a home or you go to another city because we're not allowing you here anymore. People are fed up. They're getting mad. And this is mostly happened since Trudeau took over, and these bleeding heart liberals changed all the laws, took away the police powers, took away the powers, and appointed liberal judges who give minimum sentences, not maximum sentences, who give minimum bail, not maximum bail. Now politicians are noticing. All I can say is it's better late than never, I guess. But at the same time, blood is on the hands of all these left wing loonies that pamper criminals and create victims every day of the year. It has to stop. And I've been saying this for a long time. Crime has to be brought under control. Maybe it's time for the PM to take charge and clean up these cities once and for all, like President Trump is doing in the US. You may hate Trump. You may hate everything about him. I don't care. But crime and people, 3-year-old little girls getting assaulted and molested, raped. This goes beyond partisanship. This goes beyond politics. This is humanity. Whether you like Trump or not, he's taken action. Something that our politicians should be doing. Take action. He's tired of talking about it. He's tired of seeing these gangs running these cities. He's tired of seeing the cartels running the cities. He's tired of open drug forums, cities that allow open drug use. Enable them by giving them drugs and giving them needles and safe injection sites. None of that has worked. It's getting worse. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Our politicians got to lead the way. They've got to lead the way. They've got to get rid of this problem. And Mayor Jim Diodati, I got to give him credit. Regardless of his chicken dance, he said it's time for tough love. It's time for tough love. And he's right. The Barrie Council is doing it, and our council has to do the same thing. That's all there is to it. And our courts and judges have to do the same thing. I mean, we have to be the ones to fix it. Our city council has to be the one to fix it. Our federal, our regional, our provincial politicians have to be the ones to fix it. We don't have the power to fix it. We have vigilantism. And if we do that, then we get arrested. But I'm telling you, it's time to tell these people to back off. Seriously. Anybody approaches you, tell them to back off or you will defend yourself in any way possible. We can't put up with it anymore. We can't put up. I don't like vigilantism. I'd rather have the police deal with it, but they're not going to help you. They're not going to be there to help you. You've got to make a decision. You're either going to defend yourself or you're going down. That's the way the politicians have made it for us. They've created this. They've created this, not us. They're guilty, not us. This little girl, it's the fault of the politicians and the courts and the judges, not us. They blame a lot of people, but the people they should be blaming are the people who let this guy out years ago in 2021. Until then, be aware, protect yourself and your family, stand your ground if you're able to. If you're not, then don't, because you're going to get hurt. But if you're able to, don't hesitate to use force if you have to. I mean, it comes down to you or the criminals. You can deal with the legal aspects later if you're alive. You won't be able to if you're dead. Police can't protect you. By the time they get there, it's too late. Some will say it's bad advice. Well, everybody does it their way. It's your choice. And on that, we're going to move to my second sponsor, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. And, when you want a pizza, you want to make sure it's good. You want consistency in the people who make it. Well, you get that from Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. They use the Mancini family recipe for their sauce and their crust. Been around 40 years, tried and true. Excellent. They use a blend of mozzarella and brick cheese on their pizza. They use the freshest ingredients on their toppings. Seriously, you can't get a better pizza than Pete's Pizza. It's fantastic. But they're not a one-hit wonder here. They have excellent chicken wings. They have excellent um, fries, poutine, you name it. They got a panzerati. They got a full menu. If I brought it in here, I'd open the three-fold up, and it'd take you a couple hours to go through it and read it. They got everything you would want. Doesn't matter what you want, and they do it all right. They do it all good. How do you get one of these beautiful pizzas? And you know you want one because I do right now. 905-374-2222, or you can go to pizzavictoria.ca and check out their website. They use Skip, they use Dine, and they're opening a new store for your convenience. The Old Stone Road at Kaler Road, where the old pie guys were, they're moving into there. The same great people who run the one on Victoria Avenue are opening that one. Same great recipes, same great products. You can't go wrong. Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. Give them a call today. They're open till 2 in the morning for your convenience on Friday and Saturdays, and they're open till midnight during the week. Support our sponsors. They support the show. Thank you very much. Now, speaking of criminals, how about this rock thrower guy? You know, it's a funny thing. This guy threw rocks on the highway, throwing rocks at cars. I mean, he could injure somebody. This idiot. And so I was on Facebook, and one of my buddies said they didn't mention the guy's name, and I go, "Why do you think that is?" Right? And then I read a story, and I must have got the date wrong on this story because another guy was doing the same thing maybe a few years ago. I don't know. I didn't see the date. So I thought, it's not what we think. And then I got this real story, and yeah, it's what we think. Amar al-Zubaydi. And you know, they never print the name of these guys in the paper, ever. If it was Tom Jones, they'd print it. But Amar al-Zubaydi. So this guy's throwing rocks off the overpasses on the QEW 405, 406. A bunch of them. He gets caught. You know what he got for doing that? I mean, he could have killed somebody, obviously. He got misdemeanor charges. Yep, misdemeanor charges for attempted murder. I mean, what was his thing? What was he trying to do throwing those rocks over? He knew the repercussions. He knew what could happen if it hit a car in the windshield or something. Should have got charged with attempted murder. No, misdemeanor charges. He'll be back on the streets. He'll be throwing more rocks ASAP. I mean, this is the problem. And that's why I say detain, deport, incarcerate. Detain these guys. Don't let them out. Take them to trial. They're from somewhere else. Deport them immediately. Pull their passport. Pull their student visas. Pull their visas. Put them right on a plane and send them back. And if they're from here for some reason, incarcerate. And I'm not talking about putting a guy like this away for 6 months or a house arrest. Throw him in jail over 2 years so he goes to prison. That's what you want to do. That's the kind of judges we need. But there you go. There's another case charged with misdemeanors. I would have charged him with attempted murder. Okay, and then I read the papers here. And I'm not a football fan. I quit watching the football in the 90s because it's so fixed. The games are so fixed and everything. So there's a huge outcry now about the weekend game in Buffalo. Has anybody read this? It's under the umbrella of suspicion. Apparently, the Bills were down 15 points in the fourth quarter or something, and they mounted a tremendous comeback, erasing the deficit and winning the game by 1 point. I think it was 41-40. And anybody out there, please correct me. I don't follow this crap. I can't stand football. Immediately, fans were screaming that the game was rigged. The refs handed the game to the Bills. This is what the Baltimore Ravens said. That was the team they were playing against. Like the outcome was predetermined before the game even started, they said. Of course, betting pools numbering in the billions are always on the line in pro sports. So it's not like the games haven't been rigged before, but this one is getting to people for some reason. Baltimore Ravens coach Jim Harbaugh has officially petitioned the NFL to review the game, calling it a disgrace to the league. He called for the referees to be punished and even requested a replay of the game. He wants to play it over again and do it honestly this time, warning that if the league remains silent, he would escalate the situation. He said, "This isn't about sour grapes, it's about fairness. If a games can be decided by officials and their incompetence, And what does that say about the credibility of the NFL? And we people cry about this in the NHL all the time. The referees are brutal, just terrible. Even the Ravens owner got in on it. And usually you don't hear a lot of this from coaches and owners and that because they can be hit with heavy fines when they criticize the officiating in a game or say the game was rigged or thrown or anything else. But he called it a travesty and a disgrace to the league. I agree. Bills coach Sean McDermott gave a 5-word answer. We play, they complain, period. That's all he said. And like I said, I quit watching this crap in the 90s. All the games were fixed. The betting lines ruled the final scores. It's such a joke. Referees have been caught fixing games before, and it's so crazy. Every time there's a Super Bowl, they're saying something was fixed. The deflate gate. Remember when they deflated the balls? They were too soft, and these guys, New England won the Super Bowl all those years and won the league and everything else. It's a joke. These referees are terrible. They're part-time in the NFL, even worse. Yeah, but that's why replay and coaches' challenges are allowed in the game these days. They're allowed in the game because of this kind of crap going on. So it's weird, but that's the way it is. And my thing is listen, we have technology. Technology can referee games. We don't need referees on the ice anymore. We don't need them on the field anymore. Let them sit in front of screens, watch the blue line, watch the goal line, do replays when they have to. You need one stooge out on the ice to drop the puck and then get the hell off. It doesn't go until the next face-off. That's really what you need now. Technology can do it. So why have these humps? Just take these humps out of the factor. Just take them out of the action. Why even have them? These lackeys can still be there, and they can look at screens and everything, and make calls. They just get on the way, in the way of the players, especially in hockey. You got 4 of them on the ice at once, and they just cause more trouble than they're worth. Just put them on the sidelines. They got instant replays between plays. They can review every play if they want. They can make calls from there and have a guy to just spot the ball. That's all you really need. And then he gets off the field after. That's all you need. As my buddy Bob Kaczynski would say, enough said. But what a schmozzle. Holy man. Crazy. Operation Midway. Yep, Trump's not playing with crime in America, I'll tell you that. We saw what they do in Canada. It's a joke. He's going into Chicago to straighten that city out next. He already straightened out Washington. He's extended the stay of the National Guard till November 30th to make sure it stays like that. He's cleaned it up, got rid of the homeless, moved them to places to live. He's done it all. Now he's taking the show on the road to Chicago, where it's crazy. Chicago's a nutty city. They have gangs running around. And you know what? The politicians there, because they're a sanctuary city with all these Democrats running it, you know what they say? We'd rather have the criminals here than Trump come in. Yeah, they'd rather let the city be run by gangs, have all these murders and thefts and robberies and everything else that's going on in Chicago. It's not safe. They'd rather have that than Trump come in with the National Guard and clean it up. That's woke insanity. The mayor is petitioning to keep Trump out. Gangs are saying if he comes in, they're gonna go to war with the National Guard and ICE agents. I mean, this is ridiculous. Gangs are chiming in, and they're gonna go to war. These cartels and gangs, they're gonna go to war with National Guard and ICE. And I mean, you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna get their asses kicked, without a doubt. They want to monkey around with this. They're tough. Trump said it. They're tough. We're tougher. And I can't even fathom why the mayor, Brandon Johnson, and the governor, J.B. Pritzker, They don't want Chicago cleaned up. Why wouldn't they want their city cleaned up and made safe for citizens? That one girl riding the subway, got on the subway. She was from the Ukraine. She came here to get away from the war. She had a job at a fast food restaurant. She got on the subway, sat down, and this guy with a criminal record from here to Toronto got up and stabbed her in the neck and killed her for no reason. This beautiful young girl from Ukraine who came here to get away from the war there just stabbed her dead in the neck for no reason. Guy was sitting rolling on the train, no problem, rolling on the subway. Criminal record, the length of well, from here to over there. It's crazy what's going on in this world. It's crazy. These are these democratic cities, a lot of them. I don't know if that one was. I can't remember where that was, but it was pretty sickening to see what happened. So why would the mayor and governor? I mean, there's 5 murders every weekend in Chicago and 20 people shot. How does it make sense that they don't want somebody to come in and clean this up? I don't know. I mean, either way, whether Trump's allowed to go in there or not with the National Guard, Border Czar Tom Homan has flooded the city with ICE agents and other Homeland Security agents and has started cleaning out the illegals, with protesters following them around as Homan deploys these agents in the Operation Midway Blitz, it's called. It's unbelievable. These protesters are following them around, protesting that they're arresting criminals. I don't get it. I don't get it. Trump isn't giving a date for the National Guard to go in, but I think I can safely say he will be going in, just like he deployed the National Guard in Los Angeles, while Governor Newsom was protesting sending in the National Guard to battle crime. Now, Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass wants in on the action too and has declared she opposed the Supreme Court of the United States ruling that ICE agent raids in Los Angeles are legal and will be allowed to continue. Now, the Supreme Court ruled they're legal and they're going to be allowed to continue to clean up Los Angeles. I mean, she's another one that's fighting for crime, to keep crime in her city. Go figure that one out. And New York Police Commissioner, you think she would know better, but no, these people are all the same. She says she's revolted by the presence of National Guard on big city streets. Well, she better get over it because New York City's next on the list. I'm telling you, Trump is going to clean these cities up. He's going to clean these cartels up. He already blew up a boat with 11 Sinaloa, and they said they were from Sinaloa. Yeah, he's not stopping. He's not stopping. Okay, we're going to go down to Venezuela right after I talk about my third sponsor, Hamel Machine Company. And Hamel Machine Company has been around 1948. They started up in Niagara Falls, and they've been helping the industry ever since. And of course, every industry in the city needs a machine shop that can take care of their problems. When they break down, time is money. They do not want to be down for long. And the cost and to even get parts these days is tough. So it's better if you can call in a machine shop like Hamel, who has the qualified staff, the engineers, the IT people to reverse engineer parts. They have the equipment, 3D printers, water jet cutters, they have it all. They can take care of any problem these industries have and fix them up right away. It's a lot better to deal with them than it is to wait for parts from anywhere. That's why they go to Hamel Machine Company. Now, they've worked with the wine industry, with the food product industry. They've worked with you name it, regular industry, anything that needs to be fixed or reverse engineered or 3D printed or water jet cutted. They can do it all. Cut keyways, machine metals. They can do it all for everybody. And they're innovative. They don't just redo the part. They make it better. They want to see the part perform better Time is money. More production every hour is money. That's what they do. And they have the technology and the ability to do that. But in all that, they still haven't forgotten about us. If you have something you need done at your house, something designed, back gates, anything, something designed, fabricated, they're the guys you want to call. They can do it. They can do it. That's what they do. That's what they're good at since 1948. Hamel Machine Company. Go to hamelmachine.ca. Check out the beautiful work they've done for the wine industry. It'll blow your mind. And the agricultural industry. It's crazy. Huh. Support our sponsors. Come on. They support the city. They're good corporate citizens. They deserve your support. And thank you very much. We appreciate them supporting the show. Okay, it's getting hot in here. I shut this door. Now it's getting like a greenhouse in here. Good thing I only have about 15 minutes to go. I'm just going to crack the door just a bit. If you hear a piano going, you'll know why. Okay, down to Venezuela, like I said. Trump's all staged and ready to take out Maduro. Yep, he's the president of, the illegal president of Venezuela. And he's going to take him out the hard way or the easy way. Either way, the guy who's reign of terror is over in Venezuela. He's going down. Some sort of move on Venezuela is imminent. They already took out that boat with 11 terrorists in it, and they're cartel members, but they've been declared terrorist organizations by Trump. And they had a load of drugs on there, probably going to America. Some bleeding heart liberals are going, "Oh, how do they know it was going to America?" Well, would you feel better if it went to the Bahamas and killed people there? Come on, let's get real. Let's get real. This is a problem, not just for America, but for Canada and everywhere. So taking them out is a good thing. We don't want people in Bahamas to be overdosed dead neither. So Trump's going to go in. He never telegraphs it. He never says when he's going in. It was like Iran. He said, "Oh yeah, we're going to go in there and bomb them in the next few weeks," and then he did it the next day. That's the way Trump does stuff. So for the last couple of days, the Venezuelan Air Force has sent 2 F-16 jets to buzz the U.S. warship Jason Dunham. Not a great idea, because the Jason Dunham is an Aegis guided missile destroyer, and it could wipe these 2 F-16s off the face of the earth in about 2 seconds. They're not even a challenge, these jets. They're from the 70s. They're from the Cold War era, the 60s. They're modern for Venezuela, maybe, but they're old technology that have basically either been upgraded to modern standards or mothballed. Fortunately, the Dunham crew is holding fire. They don't fire on them unless they feel there's an imminent threat, because they have full authority to, but they use common sense, and they don't want to start a bigger incident than is already going on. We're hoping that Maduro gets taken out with the $50 million bonus on his head. We hope they take him out before a war starts. So they're not going to start anything unless they really feel there's an imminent threat. And those 11 crew members now in that boat that they destroyed, the U.S. destroyed with a missile, I believe, they are said to be Sinaloan drug cartel members from Mexico. So the Sinaloans are bringing their crap to Venezuela and shipping it through there because Mexico's border's been closed. And a lot of different places are shipping it through Canada because the Mexican border is closed. Now, the Sinaloans, of course, they're mad. They lost 11 men, a boat, and all the drugs. And they're vowing revenge. But sorry, boys, you're considered terrorists, and along with M13 and trendy Aragua. So you're fair game. And you're a fair game along with Maduro. So you want to fool around? I guess you say FAFO. Fool around, and you know what? Secretary of War, and if you notice, they changed the name from Secretary of Defense to Secretary of War. No more Secretary of Defense, no more Department of Defense. Department of War, Secretary of War. Peter Hegseth, he went down and he visited the area yesterday to see what the situation was. This wasn't announced. He just showed up, and we're going to hear more about his visit shortly. if Trump doesn't just go in and take this place over. But Maduro's not sitting back. He's putting all his troops on the beach, on the coast of the Caribbean, ready for action. So I want to dump over to my third sponsor while we have time here. We have 10 minutes left to go in the show, and just talk about the Niagara Parks Commission. If you live in Niagara Falls, you know who the Niagara Parks Commission is. They're the custodians of 32 miles of some of the most beautiful parkland in the world that runs from Lake Ontario, Niagara Lake, to Lake Erie, Fort Erie. It maintains it all. And along the way, there's butterfly conservatories, School of Horticulture. There's all kinds of attractions. The Niagara Glen, you could take a hike down there and stand right by the Niagara River, the lower Niagara River. You've got the power plants. You've got the Spanish Aero car that goes over the whirlpool. You've got the Great Gorge Strip that goes right down where you're standing next to a grade 6 rapids. So dangerous, boats can't navigate them. You go up further, then you've got boat rides. You've got the zip line where you can zip in front of the American Falls and right down into the face of the Horseshoe Falls, the Canadian Falls, they call it, if you like. They got power stations that are now mothballed, but have been refurbished. So you can go on a tour of these power plants that actually supplied power in the early 1900s to most of Northeast America and Canada. It's amazing. It's amazing what they've done down there, and they're opening up a new one now. The Toronto Power Station that's being refurbished, and I hope I'm alive when that opens. That is going to be something. The Niagara Parks Commission does all this. You go to their website, niagaraparks.com. You see the attractions passes. You see everything they have to offer. They are remarkable, and you can go up the Parkway and see Bob Gale's goats. Yep, chairman of the parks, Bob Gale, great guy. He's got goats eating the grass rather than using lawnmowers. Unbelievable. Niagara Parks Commission, you got to go check it out. And the people in the city got to go down there more too. It's amazing down there. We don't go enough. I can hear the falls from my front porch at night. And I don't go down there enough. We should all go down there and experience the beauty of Niagara Falls, one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. Let's get down there. Support the Niagara Parks Commission. They're a great corporate citizen. They do a lot for the city, and they support the show. Thank you very much to Niagara Parks Commission and all our sponsors, and please support them. Okay, so we got a new bridge. Remember that new bridge in Windsor, the Gordie Howe Bridge? The GHB, they call it. Running from Windsor to Detroit? Well, guess what? That might not be open. Why? Because Trump has shut it down. Yeah, you can't make a deal with Carney, so he shut the bridge down. He's shutting all border access down. He's really tightening them up, and this one's a brand new one. Just more places for people to cross in the United States, terrorists, illegals, drugs, the whole shot. So he might not even put any border agents or anybody at the other end on the American side of the bridge. Can't get in. Now block it off. You won't be able to go through that port of entry. So what are they going to do now? It's just another way Trump is showing the world he will not let his country's security be controlled by other countries. And that's us letting people over the bridge, just sending them into the States, and then they got to man it, and they got to check them all out, and they got illegal passports and visas. They get in somehow. It's not going to happen anymore. Trump's had enough. So once again, and thank you so much to President Trump, he's forcing Canadians to face reality. If you can't control your borders, or you just don't want to, if you can't control your ports of entry to keep out terrorists, human traffickers, and drugs, we don't want to deal with you. We don't want you in our country. It's your fault, Canadians. You voted for these bozos, and now you suffer the consequences of lost jobs and closed bridges and tighter borders and that. And for all of us who do go over to the States, we're not elbows up. We're going over there to have a good time and enjoy all that America has to offer. We have to suffer with it because at the end of the day, we're getting scrutinized more than ever, although Last time I went, it was fine, and I'm going over next week. I'm going to Erie next week. I'm taking a couple of days off here. Next Friday and Saturday, we'll do the city council meeting, and then Friday and Saturday I'll be out of here. And I'm going over the States. I don't have no elbows up problem. I'm going over there, have a good time, and enjoy myself. Okay, let's take a trip across the pond over to Britain, where patriotism is running at an all-time high as Brits take to the streets to protest the government allowing illegals to take over. Brits have raised over 2.4 million flags, either British flags or St. George's flags, something that hasn't been done since the heyday of the British military strength, like World War II or something. They've had enough. They're fighting back. And now half of them are upside down, people are saying, and that's a sign of distress when you put your Canadian flag or any flag upside down. Sign of distress, and which Britain is in, without a doubt, as the invaders take over and the governments get overrun and the people get overrun. So the Brits are fighting back. They're not going to put up with it, but unless they get their politicians to start deporting these people, getting rid of them, they're going to have a battle on their hands because really they are the minority now. They are the minority now. And in France, the people did something we need to do in Canada. They collapsed the current government by delivering a vote of non-confidence in Prime Minister Francois Bayrou and sending him packing. Are you listening? Chili con carne. Come on, PP, make it happen. Convince these guys to back you up in a vote of non-confidence this time. President Macron said a new appointment will be made in the coming days, so now Macron is on the front line facing people. People aren't saying it doesn't stop at Bayou. Macron must go at well. He's got to go as well. So there you go. They're mad at him too. Okay, I'm going to finish off with the Air Canada strike. 99.1% voted for strike. Here we go again as AC flight attendants voted against the airline's latest offer. But this vote will have no immediate effect on air traffic as the issue is now in mediation. Both parties agreed that no labor disruption could be initiated during the mediation process. So that's good for travelers. You don't have to worry about your flight. It's going to go. Parties have also committed, in the event of a failed ratification, to final and binding arbitration to finalize a new collective agreement. So that's good. It's going to get settled either way. We have to wait and see what the final agreement is. Stay tuned, but you'll be able to fly, which is a good thing. They're not closing anything down. Air Canada's flying full blast. So we'll see what happens with that one. And there's always somebody on strike. The posties still haven't decided yet. They're still at it. They're still going at it, trying to get a deal. But at least they're taking the right approach to it because they know if anything happens, if they go on strike again, they're finished. They're pink slip, most of them. So that's going to be the end of that. And that's about it for today. There's lots more going on, lots more happening. I'll talk more about it on Thursday. We'll have some viewer comments and that kind of thing. But for now, I'm going to get out of here. And don't forget to support our sponsors, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, Hamel Machine Company, and the Niagara Parks Commission. Let's see. Tomorrow is Habsolutely. So if you're a Habs fan, you'll want to tune in tomorrow. Check that out, Habsolutely. Thursday, we'll be back to Straight Talk Thursday. I want to get Mike Lucid in here again. I emailed him to see if he wanted to come in because he has some information about Gus, the University of Niagara Falls, that everybody should know about. If you go to LinkedIn and look under his name, you'll see what he wrote. But I want him to come in here and talk about it further. I think this is worth looking into because it's about the taxpayers of Niagara Falls, the new university, what they're doing, who's involved, and what's happening. So we're going to get him in here. I hope I can get him in here to talk about that. Before I go next week, I want to get him in here. Maybe Thursday or Friday, he'll have time. Other than that, have a great day, everybody. God bless you all. Support our sponsors. Subscribe to the show. Come on, subscribe. It costs you nothing. Thumbs up, thumbs down, comments. Let's go. Thanks to Gary Wilkins for being out on the streets. Thank you to our Doge people. They're great. They report on everything. And I'll talk to you tomorrow with Absolutely. If you don't tune into that, we'll see you Thursday with Straight Talk Thursday on Your City, Your Voice, 4680Q Radio, 4680Q.com, in the studios downtown, across from the Meteor Crater. That's where we are. If you ever want to look in the window and wave, you see me waving to people. That's where we are, downtown Niagara Falls, Ontario. Ken, have a great day, everyone. I will talk to you on Thursday with Your City, Your Voice, and tomorrow with Absolutely. See you later. Have a great day. Enjoy it.